Good afternoon. My name is Zara McLeod. As a young child, I have vivid memories of what turned out to be significant events in the history of Russia. The animated film Anastasia tells the story of the Grand Duchess Anastasia. She was the youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II, the last emperor of Russia. I remember each Christmas my grandparents playing the Boney M Christmas CD that included the song Rasputin. It has been my historical observation that most countries in their evolution undergo periods of instability and violent events. Wars, revolutions, civil wars, and coups have always played a significant role in the eventual determination of nations. Russia was no exception. Russian history identifies the country as an empire and absolute monarchy. From 1613 to 1917, Russia was ruled by the Imperial Romanov family, starting with Michael I, the founder of the Romanov dynasty, and ending with the abdication of Nicholas II. The following are a list of emperors and empresses that ruled Russia for almost 3 centuries. Emperor Michael I, Emperor Alexei I, Emperor Fyodor III, Empress Sophia Alexeyevna, Emperor Ivan V, Emperor Peter I, Empress Catherine I, Emperor Peter II, Empress Anna Ivanova, Emperor Ivan VI, Empress Elizabeth Petrovna, Emperor Peter III, Empress Catherine II, Emperor Paul I, Emperor Alexander I, Emperor Nicholas I, Emperor Alexander II, Emperor Alexander III, Emperor Nicholas II. With the passing of Alexander III, his son Nicholas succeeded him. Although ill-prepared for the responsibilities thrust upon him, few could have predicted the sequence of events, both domestic and internationally, over the next 24 years. Nicholas Alexandrovich Romanov was born on the 18th of May, 1868, in Pushkin, Russia. In 1849, upon the death of his father, he became what was to become the last Tsar of Russia. Several months later, he married Princess Alexandra of Hesse-Darmstadt in Germany. Their marriage resulted in the birth of 5 children: Olga, Tatiana, Maria, Anastasia, and Alexei. Alexandra was born June 6, 1872. Her name was originally Alex, but it was changed when she got married. She became Empress of Russia on her wedding day, but the coronation didn't happen for 3 months. Olga, born November 15, 1895. She was the oldest. She was known for being very honest and hot-headed, but she wanted to help others. She worked as a Red Cross nurse. Tatiana was born June 10, 1897. She was the second daughter. She had wanted a large family and worked as a Red Cross nurse during World War I. Maria was born June 26, 1899. She was the 3rd daughter and was known as the nice one. She was always apologizing for her younger sister. She was a good artist and would draw with her left hand. Anastasia was born June 18, 1901. She was the youngest daughter and was often getting into trouble. She was a gifted actress and very smart. There were many rumors about how she might have escaped when her family was killed, but they proved untrue when in 2007 they found her body. Alexei was born August 2, 1904. He was the youngest and heir apparent to the throne. He was born with hemophilia. 2 Navy sailors were with him at all times to try to stop him from getting injured. As with most empires, expansion was always an ambition. Seeking a warm water port, Russia saw Manchuria as the solution. Japan, with an ever-increasing population, also saw Manchuria as their possible solution, and felt threatened by Russia's ambitions. In 1904, Russia provoked a war with Japan, with disastrous consequences. Russia's defeat resulted in labor strikes and riots. In 1905, an event called Bloody Sunday resulted in the troops of Nicholas II firing on their own citizens. Their protests were an attempt to get reforms from the monarchy. Opposition to the royal family continued to grow, with the Tsar finally agreeing to a constitution and the establishment of a parliament called the Duma. In 1914 saw the start of World War I. Russia was aligned with Britain in France against the forces of Austria-Hungary and Germany. In 1915, against the wishes of his advisors, Nicholas II decided to take command of the Russian armies. Rather than this being seen as a sign of strength and leadership, the Russian people blamed him for each military failure. While away at war from 1915 to 1917, the responsibilities of running Russia was left to his wife, Alexandra. She too was ill-prepared for the responsibilities of running the country, and increasingly relied on her trusted advisor, Rasputin. In essence, he took over control of the country in Nicholas II's absence. Gregory Rasputin was born in 1869 into a Siberian peasant family. He was known as the Mad Monk, who had a reputation of being a mystic and a faith healer. He became a trusted friend of the Romanov family and was thought to have saved Alexei when his hemophilia got very bad. Alexandra became the focus of Russian discontent. As war losses mounted, food shortages became severe, and inflation skyrocketed. In 1916, Rasputin was murdered by a group of Russian nobles. It was even suggested that the brother of Nicholas II took part in this plot. In March of 1917, Nicholas II had lost the support of the Russian armed forces. This, coupled with ever-increasing public disapproval, resulted in him abdicating the throne. On the 5th of March, plans to seek asylum in Great Britain fell through. The royal family was held in various locations in Russia, supposedly for their own protection, and they were originally jailed in Yekaterinburg in the Ural Mountains. In the meantime, a provisional government was set up to run the country. It turned out to be weak and did little to ease the growing unrest. In October of 1917, the Bolsheviks, under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin, overthrew the provisional government. The Russian Revolution was now in full force. On July 17, 1918, fearing that the monarchy might return to power, the entire royal family was executed by the Bolsheviks. This effectively ended the 3-century rule of the Romanov family and any likelihood of the monarchy ever ruling Russia again.